We want to thank you for joining us for the 4th Annual Veterans Day program. Please note the POW MIA table on stage to your left. We ask that at this time you take a moment of silence for our POW MIAs. Thank you. At this time, we ask that everyone please stand and remove your hats. Personnel in uniform and veterans, please render proper salute as the Belleville East Color Guard presents our colors and the Belleville East Marching Lancers play the national anthem. Thank you. It's my pleasure to introduce the principal of Belleville East High School, Mrs. Stephanie Posey.
Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you, Mr. Tessereau and the Belleville East Wind Ensemble for that beautiful version of our national anthem. I would like to welcome you again to our 4th Annual Veterans Day program at Belleville East High School. There are several people who make this day possible, and I'd like to thank each of them at this time. Dr. Dozier, our school superintendent, Mark Tessereau, our director of bands, and the Belleville East Wind Ensemble, who you just heard. Kim Stamps, Director of Choirs, and the Belleville East Choir, who you'll hear from shortly. Natalie Sis, one of our FCA teachers who will be providing all of the treats after this that we'll be inviting you over to the cafeteria for. Ann Bellini and her husband Tony, who are sponsors for the JROTC Club, Sea Scouts, and Military Connections. I'd like to thank our JROTC cadets, who, as you can see, just brought me to tears, how proud I am of this program. Andrea Sipe and Matt Kern, one of our students, and Andrea Sipe, who is a teacher here, who will be participating as well in a very special way in our Veterans Day program. Next, I'd like to introduce the servicemen who are here today who are representing the military branches. Our Army representative is Staff Sergeant Dusty Long. Representing the Air Force is Master Sergeant Andrew Flores. Representing the Marines is Staff Sergeant Christian Wilansky. Representing the Navy is Master at Arms Second Class Daniel Hearn. And unfortunately, the U.S. Coast Guard representative is not able to attend today. We would also like to thank all of the veterans in attendance today, and we extend to you not only a hearty welcome, but a very heartfelt one at the same time. Without your service and sacrifice, we may not be here today. Would all of you please stand and be recognized as well? Today at Belleville East, there is an additional significance to Veterans Day, as we are very proud to be unveiling that we are a democracy school. I'd like to introduce to you Mrs. Andrea Sipe and Matt Kern, who are presenting this new program started this year at Belleville East High School. Andrea, Matt?
Honoring the sacrifices many have made for our country in the name of freedom and democracy is the very foundation of Veterans Day. This quote from U.S. Congressman Charles Rangel perfectly describes why we are here today. My name is Andrea Sipe. I'm a social studies teacher here at Belleville East, and I am accompanied today by Matthew Kern, one of our current students in a civics course. We are here to honor the service of our veterans and to formally announce Belleville East's recent recognition as a democracy school.
Democracy has many different interpretations. To me, democracy is the freedom to elect a representative to serve as a voice for you in your government. Our nation has been built upon preserving this definition of democracy. Democracy also gives equality and freedom to all those living in this country, no matter their origin, class, or their beliefs. Others may wonder, how could a country be so lucky to have this much freedom or equality? We get to keep this said democracy because we have citizens who fight for it. Americans who sacrifice their lives for this country. Those who have spent their lives defending our country are known as veterans. Tomorrow, November 11th, is dedicated to America's veterans who have served this country with the belief that democracy and freedom are ideals to be upheld around the world. On behalf of the Belleville East students, we are extremely proud to live in this country and thankful for your service and the opportunities it has given us.
Just to give you a little bit of information about our Democracy School program and what it means to us here at Belleville East, our recognition was awarded to us this past September by the Illinois Civic Mission Coalition, because Belleville East has done so much to provide students with authentic experiences in the rights, responsibilities, and tensions inherent in living in the constitutional democracy that we have. Since 2006, 31 Illinois high schools have successfully completed a school-wide civic assessment and have then been recognized as democracy schools. Belleville East has embraced this mission to provide high-quality civic learning opportunities for all of our students, and we plan to increase the opportunities for students to participate in the democratic process through a range of classes and extracurricular activities. From class discussion on current issues and democratic simulations to extracurricular and service learning projects, students will be able to experience firsthand the critical role they can play in shaping the government in our society. During the assessment and application process, the evidence we collected showed that Belleville East has numerous examples of civic experiences happening on our campus on a daily basis. We have a required civics course taken by almost all of the sophomores enrolled at Belleville East, which has a curriculum developed with an emphasis on civic learning. We also have numerous school-wide initiatives throughout the school year, which give our students opportunities to come together as a community and to support others in need. In addition to this course, our clubs, activities, and sports teams provide numerous opportunities for members to participate in civic learning and community service projects. The JROTC is a perfect example of the outstanding students we have participating in such activities by hosting this event today. We truly appreciate this opportunity to recognize all of our local veterans and share with you how your efforts to serve our country and to preserve our nation's democracy has allowed us to serve the students of Belleville East and the communities our school represents. It is truly an honor to be in your presence today and share our Democracy School recognition with you. Thank you.
Please enjoy Homeland, sung by the Belleville East Choir under the direction of Mrs. Kim Stamps. Thank you, Belleville East Choir and Mrs. Stamps. It is my privilege at this time to introduce to you Mrs. Ann Bellini, who is our District 201 Coordinator for the JROTC clubs, the Military Connections, and Sea Scouts. Ms. Bellini?
Good afternoon. My name is Ann Bellini. It's been my privilege for the past 4 years to be the JROTC co-sponsor, and as of this year, the District 201 JROTC coordinator. Any of you know who have been into our programs in the past may recognize that at this point, normally, our cadet commander would address you. However, this year, our commander and vice commander, as well as our numerous other cadets, are adhering to the strictest code of the JROTC. Academics takes precedence over all. The single tenet of our organization is one unbreakable rule. So I am proud to address you today in Commander Seller's place, as he and the other cadets are returning home at a weekend in Gettysburg. My background is different than most JROTC coordinators, as I am not prior service. I am, however, the spouse of a veteran. With the help of my husband and other veterans on the staff of Belleville East and West High Schools, we strive to bring our cadets a full and military experience as full as we can possibly be. We discuss everything from enlistments and basic training to and including recognizing the stresses and sacrifices of the families left at home. I have been honored to meet many veterans, ranging from World War II survivor to the Medal of Honor recipient. The exposure that these men and women have brought to our cadets is unparalleled. You have the opportunity to talk to one of our cadets, and please accept my thank you in advance. To the cadets, it has been and continues to be one of my greatest joys to not only lead you, but to get to know you and watch you all grow into the fine young women that you have. Young men and women, sorry. Our color guard is comprised of students from all 4 years. It is comprised of both male and female. It is comprised of officer and non-officer cadets. You have shown a willingness to work as a team and desire to excel. I am sure the veterans in our audience today commend you for that. And that is truly the experience of the United States military. We work as a team for the common goal. We can be individuals on our time and members of the greater good of District 201 when representing our JROTC. Without further ado, I would like to introduce to you Major Keith Banco, Maintenance Squadron Commander, 126 Maintenance Group, Scott Air Force Base.
I'd like to start off by saying to Ann Bellini, thank you for the invite. This is a true honor, and to the Belleville East High School, thank you for having me here, as well as the other veterans. We do appreciate it. Good afternoon. I'd like to say thank you to all of our veterans and to the families of veterans here today. Veterans and their families have paved the way for airmen like myself to serve today. Families are the lifeblood of our military and the backbone that enables our armed forces to be strong. It is indeed an honor and privilege for me to stand here today before all of you regarding Veterans Day. Today we join our fellow Americans, neighbors, families, friends, and classmates in remembering the sacrifices of our military men and women and their role in enduring the freedoms of this great nation. But first, let's talk about this national holiday and how it came to be. Veterans Day, formerly Armistice Day, was originally designed to commemorate the end of World War I. Although the war to end all wars officially ended with the signing of the Treaty of Versailles on June 28, 1919, the ceasefire actually took place 7 months prior on November 11th, 1918. Armistice Day, a day to honor World War I veterans, became a legal holiday in 1938. 16 years later, in 1954, a movement took place to broaden the scope of this commemorative day in an effort to recognize all veterans. This charge and legislation also resulted in a change of the name to Veterans Day. The first Veterans Proclamation issued by President Dwight D. Eisenhower on October 8, 1954, called upon all Americans to solemnly remember the sacrifices of all those who have fought so valiantly on the seas, in the air, and on foreign shores to preserve our heritage and freedom, and let us commit ourselves to the task of promoting and enduring the peace so that our efforts shall not be in vain. Please take note that less than 1% of our country dons a military uniform and serves in this nation. Since September 11th, nearly 6,600 service members have lost their lives in Iraq and Afghanistan. 252 of those troops are from Illinois. 33 soldiers and 1 airman were part of the Air National Guard for Illinois. These soldiers and airmen who have made the ultimate sacrifice, but there are thousands more who have come home injured and done heroic acts as well. Since September 11th, 176 Illinois Army Air National Guard soldiers have been awarded the Purple Heart. 968 soldiers have received the Bronze Star, and 17 have received the Bronze Star with Valor. These are heroes, many of whom continue to serve in our ranks today. Throughout the years, our Air National Guard soldiers and airmen have continued to uphold the standards of their predecessors. They continue to serve honorably throughout the United States and overseas. Today, I ask you to join me in saluting all members of our military, active duty, reserve, and Air National Guard, past, present, for their dedication, bravery, and courage at home and abroad. Without their service and sacrifice, we wouldn't be able to enjoy many of the little things we have taken for granted today, including gathering here today. 2014 is a special year. 2014 marks the 100th anniversary of the start of World War I. This year also marks the 75th anniversary of the start of World War II. Last year, we remembered the 60th anniversary of the Korean War, whilst 2011 recognized the 50th anniversary of when troops first arrived in Vietnam. This is also in 2014 is the 50th anniversary of several key battles in Vietnam. Today, let us honor the brave men and women who are serving in Iraq and Afghanistan and other troubled locations across the globe. Let us remember the 18,000 Air National Guard soldiers and airmen deployed overseas and the hundreds of National Guard members who, because they paid the ultimate sacrifice, cannot be with us today. Currently, the Air National Guard for Illinois has 108th Sustainment Brigade in Chicago serving in Kuwait. Meanwhile, one of the Springfield bilateral embedded staff teams is currently deployed to the mountains of Afghanistan and expected home around Christmas. And several members of the 126th Air Refueling Wing at Scott Air Force Base will be deploying shortly after the holidays. So what can you do to honor service members who have served our nation and in some cases paid the ultimate sacrifice? It is simple. You can teach your friends, family, classmates, and others to respect the nation's colors. It can be as simple as teaching them to stand up and place their hands over their hearts when the colors pass by in a parade, when a national anthem is played. And if you so choose, please spend time with veterans who are living. Share each other's stories of life experiences. I know they will listen to you, and I hope and pray you listen to them. I urge you to remember our veterans not just today, but every day. Next time you see someone in uniform, tell them thank you. Most servicemen will tell you they do not want elaborate ceremonies to be recognized for their service. A simple thank you will go a long way. Why? Because we serve for the love of this great nation. And I thank you for the continued support of all of our members. Remember, your soldiers and airmen, active duty, reserve, and Air National Guard are always ready to help our neighbors, protect our state, and defend our nation. Thank you.
Thank you, Major Benko. At this time, please enjoy On a Hymn Song of Philip Bliss, performed by the Belleville East Wind Ensemble under the direction of Mr. Mark Tesserell. this time, we'd like to recognize 3 people who have played a very special part in the progress and the promotion of the District 201 JROTC Club. Please come forward and receive your plaque when I call your name. Airman Ken Mate. Airman Ken Mate, you are being thanked for your outstanding dedication and volunteerism to train our cadets color guard these past 2 months. He has also been volunteering his time at our West JROTC cadets and training them as well. Airman Mate is an active duty instructor for the U.S. Air Force Honor Guard. We appreciate all of your hard work, and again, we thank you. Staff Sergeant Dusty Long. Staff Sergeant Dusty Long, we're thanking you for your outstanding leadership to our young men and women, attending almost every JROTC club meeting at both East and West, showing them dedication, teaching them what it takes to be a true serviceman, and overall support of our cadets. Again, we thank you. And to the Fairview Heights Army Recruiting Office, for your outstanding support by allowing both East and West recruiters, Staff Sergeant Dusty Long and Sergeant Michael Muggy. You spend time with our young cadets, get to know them, and lead them in the best direction. Again, we thank you. At this time, please enjoy In Remembrance, performed by the Belleville East Choir under the direction of Mrs. Kim Stamps. This concludes today's ceremony. I want to thank all of you for coming. A special thanks goes out to our Superintendent, Dr. Dozier, and District 201 School Board for their dedication and support to the District 201 JROTC. We would at this time like to extend an invitation to all of you to join us in our cafeteria for refreshments and fellowship. This is the conclusion, but there will be members of the JROTC outside the Performing Arts Center to lead you to the cafeteria. Thank you again for coming.